Hey everyone, welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a full set of dip powder gel nails. I always start by using some rubbing alcohol and a cotton swab and just cleaning off my nails. This takes away any oils or bacteria from your nails. And then you want to make sure that you clip down your natural nails. And I'm just going in with a buffing block. So you can do this by hand using a white buffing block, or you can use a Dremel with a fine bit. The idea is just to rough up your nails a little bit to make it easy for the gel powder to adhere to your nails. Then I'm going to be taking some nail tips and some brush-on gel. This is a nail glue. So I have a process that I really like when I'm putting on the tips of my nails. So I grab a nail, I see if it fits onto the nail, and it's actually better that the nail fits a little bit bigger than it's too small. Like, it shouldn't feel that the nail tip is stressing to be on your nail, so make sure that you don't have to push the nail down to fit, because then you're going to have lifting. This nail was just a tiny bit too big, so I just filed the edges. And the key with gluing on tips onto your nails is not to use way too much glue, because a lot of people use too much glue and then you have issues. So just a tiny bit of glue. Make sure you give it at least 30 seconds to a minute to get tacky, and then you're just going to press down on the tip of your nail. So now I'm just using this really cool tool for chopping off the full length of the fake tip. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend getting one. And I'm just going in with a regular nail clipper and just kind of clipping off the sides of the nails. Then I'm just going in with a coarse nail file and I'm shaping the tip of the nail. It's a lot easier to shape the nail at this point than it is after the powder is on, so I highly recommend doing it at this point. And I'm just going back in with a Dremel and a fine sanding band, and what I'm doing is I'm taking the edge of the tip away and trying to make it as flat to my natural nail as possible. This is a really important step too. You want to make sure that you take off the shine away from the tips, because otherwise the dip powder and the dip glue will not adhere to the nail if it still has the shiny part on it. So you want to make sure that you buff off the shiny part of the tip as well. I'm just going in with a cuticle type round bit and going around the cuticles of my nails just to take off any excess skin. I usually get really thick cuticles, so I usually need to do this step, but it's not a completely necessary step. I think I've also mentioned in a previous video that you of course don't have to use a drill if you don't have one or if you can't afford one, but I just find them to be really useful if you are somebody who does your nails. It's really worth it. It's a huge time saver. If anyone's interested, just comment below and I will link where I got my drill from. I'm just making sure that my nails are free of any dust. And I'm going in with a prep liquid from New Genesis. The prep step is really important because it takes away any of your natural oils that are still existing on your fingers, which can pose a problem when you start doing your dipping system. So don't skip this step. So I'm going in with a Kiara Sky base. This is actually my first time using Kiara Sky base. I normally use New Genesis, and I have to say I'm really impressed. The size of the bottle is massive, which is amazing because it's going to last for me, and I also really preferred the brush because it actually is more like a regular nail polish brush rather than a skinny little dinky brush. So I really liked that. So you'll see me go in with 2 coats of the clear base powder. My first coat I don't go all the way up to the cuticle, and the second coat I do. Make sure that if you get any of the base 2 gel on your skin, you take it off before you dip, because otherwise you're going to have some spillage and your nails are not going to look very good. I also noticed that the Kiara Sky gel was quite forgiving as far as dry time goes, so I really like that as well. This video is not sponsored, by the way. I'm giving you my honest opinion. So in between dipping, I always wipe my nails off with a old makeup brush. And this is just to prevent thick clumpiness on your nails. So I'm using Kiara Sky, I think this one is just called Silver, if I remember right, and Quick Dip Dusty Rose as well, which is like a nice light pink color. So you're going to want to do 2 coats, 2 layers of your color, whatever color you might be dipping. I go in with my clear Sky powder as a last layer as well. I like this to cap off, especially when you're using the sparkles, I like this to cap off the sparkles just to make sure that you're not going to lose any of the sparkles when you buff up your nails at the end. Here I'm just using the Sky Seal and Protect. So I'm just reshaping my nails, making sure I get that ballerina shape that I enjoy. And I'm going back in again with my fine sanding band and just kind of smoothing out the nails because they do get a little bit lumpy and bumpy. And then my last step is always to use a buffing block and just buff out the nails and make sure they're really smooth. When I'm doing this, I'm constantly touching my nails to make sure that they feel smooth. I'm also looking at my nails from the side as I'm filing them, and that helps too. And the last step is just adding a top coat. So there's the finished product. Please like this video if you enjoyed watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.